All right, today we're diving into something really interesting. It's a philosophy called RiseOra, and it's all about finding a way to achieve self-mastery in this chaotic world we live in. This isn't just about coping, you know? It's about intentionally redesigning your inner life. So let's get into it and see what it's all about.
So you might be asking, why do we even need a philosophy like this? Well, it all starts with a problem that I'm willing to bet is going to feel very familiar to pretty much all of us. And this quote, man, this just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's that constant feeling of being pulled in 1,000 different directions at once. You know the one. It's a culture of success that honestly feels totally overwhelming and, let's be real, completely unsustainable. Okay, so this slide lays it out perfectly. It shows two totally different ways to live. On one side, you've got what feels like the default setting for most of us, right? The chaotic hustle, always looking for that pat on the back, that external validation, and the big one, the idea that just working harder will solve everything. But then, RiseOra comes in and suggests a completely different path. It's a huge shift from that crazy, frantic energy to what they call intentional ease. Instead of chasing approval, you're building self-mastery. And the real kicker, it's not about working harder, it's about handling the right things. You know, focusing on those few key actions that actually get you the results you want. And that leads us right into the core idea of RiseOra. It's all built around this really cool analogy that completely reframes how we think about self-improvement.
And here it is. This is the big question that started the whole thing. Think about it. Instead of seeing personal growth as this endless, painful grind, what if we treated it like a design project? What if you could literally architect a better, more functional, more beautiful inner world? Pretty cool, right?
So to do that, the philosophy borrows these three principles straight from the world of high-end design. First up, clarity. That's all about cutting through all that mental noise to see what actually matters. Then there's minimalism. And no, this isn't about throwing out your stuff. It's about decluttering your mind, getting rid of useless thoughts, obligations, and bad habits. And finally, intentionality. This is making sure that everything you think and do has a real purpose behind it. The whole idea is to bring that same clean, elegant, purposeful design to your own mind.
Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like to redesign your mind? Well, RiseOra frames the whole thing as a journey, a very specific kind of journey.
And this is super important. RiseOra isn't the finish line. It's not some destination you just magically arrive at. Think of it more like the bridge. It's the framework, the actual path you use to get from where you are now to where you want to be. It's the bridge you have to choose to walk across.
Oh, and I love this part. This completely changes how you think about discipline. It's not about restriction, about telling yourself no. It's about creation. You're not just holding yourself back, you are literally an artist, and you're sculpting a better version of yourself. You're consciously creating your own identity, like it's a masterpiece.
And that whole creative process, they call it the ascent. And get this, the key isn't about adding more stuff to your life, more tasks, more goals. It's actually about taking things away. It's about stripping off all the junk, the clutter, the bad habits, the beliefs that hold you back, so you can finally reveal the potential that, according to this philosophy, was already in there the whole time.
All right, so let's get into the mission behind all this, and maybe more importantly, what does it actually feel like to live this way?
The mission itself is super clear and direct, to empower you to rise into your highest identity. And notice that wording, right? It's not about trying to become some other person. It's about becoming the most authentic, most capable version of you, the one that's already there.
So, that feeling, what is it? RiseOra has some amazing ways to describe it. First up, it's like being the calm at the very center of a storm. Because let's face it, you can't get rid of the chaos in life, right? That's impossible. But you can build the ability to stay totally centered and focused, even when everything around you is going nuts. It's also, you know that feeling of the crisp morning air right before the sun comes up and the world wakes up? That perfect moment of clarity, of potential, of just quiet focus before the day's noise kicks in. Imagine being able to tap into that feeling whenever you want.
And really, it all comes down to these three words: clean, a mind that's uncluttered and free from distractions; quiet, that inner calm and confidence that doesn't need to shout; and powerful, the kind of effortless effectiveness that just naturally flows from that state of mind.
Okay, so we've talked about the problem, the core principles, and what this all feels like. But now, we've got to talk about the most important part. How do you actually start this journey for yourself?
And here's your call to action, right here. This is so important.
You don't need anyone's permission to reinvent yourself. You don't have to wait for the perfect time, because that never comes. The power to start is 100% yours.
Because at the end of the day, the only thing you actually need to start this ascent, it's not some fancy tool, it's not a sign from the universe. It's just a decision. It's the courage to rise. And that leaves us with this final question, one that flips this whole philosophy right back to you. If you really did it, if you stripped away all the clutter and decided to start this ascent, what masterpiece is waiting to be revealed?
And the whole thing is summed up in their mantra. The journey has to start on the inside, by redesigning your mind, and only then can you truly elevate your life on the outside. Rise inward, rise upward.